Hello everybody and welcome to JazzedTutorials. I'm showing you a very nifty and fiery type of tutorial today. So what are we doing exactly? Well, let me just kind of explain step by step. So I'm going to be taking a photo of a lady and I'm going to be adding some fire to the background of that lady to make her look really cool. And I want to share that with you guys and I think you'll enjoy it. So let's get started. Alright, we have a background gradient fill layer. This is an adjustment layer, in case you didn't notice that, but it is. My background layer is a red color, but that doesn't really matter, because you're not going to see it anyway, so what does it matter? Alright, so a gradient fill layer is going to be this here. It's a radial style gradient fill. I'm using this lovely orangish fiery orange here. And I'm also using at the end over here a fiery brown red color of such. Alright, click OK, and look at that. That should be your setup, that should be your background, and you should be good to go there. Now is where you're going to import your photo that you're using. I'm of course using a lovely lady photo. A lovely lady right here. Now, if you import your photo and you see that you need to refine the edge, go ahead and do that right this second. Go ahead and refine the edge to your liking, and then you can step forward with me. Alright, you've done that. Sweetness. Now let's go further into this. So in order to make this fiery, explosion-y type of background behind the girl layer, we need to now make a new layer, and we're going to add a stroke to that layer. Now the stroke to that layer is going to be based upon the size and everything of your lady layer. So before making a new layer, you want to go ahead and use Control or Command and click on the thumbnail of your previous photo that you just imported or rasterized or selected or whatever. If you refine the edge, you want to make sure that you accept and apply the mask layer to that so there's nothing showing there in a mask section. Otherwise that will mess you up completely and you'll have confusion and you don't need that. So apply that mask layer if you did a refined edge. If you didn't, that's okay. Don't listen to that. You can go ahead with this. Alright, so with it selected now, you'll see it's marking and all that stuff. You're going to then make a new layer. And on that new layer, what you're going to do, I already have the layer made, but I'll just show you for the purpose of this tutorial. After the new layer is made, you're going to go to Edit. You're going to select Stroke. And over here, you don't want that color. What you do want is you want to have a grayish color of choice. I forget what I know it's 128, 128. Okay, so it's going to be this gray color here, 8080808080. You're going to click OK on that. Now, because my photo is relatively small, I'm going with a 20 pixel width for my stroke. If you have a larger size photo, you'll want to go a bit bigger. But guys, don't go any bigger than 50 pixels. That's little. I tried that with this photo. It was way too big for my photo, so I went down to 20 pixels. But again, if your photo is a very large size and you're working with a large size canvas, of course, go bigger than 20 pixels, but nothing smaller than that and nothing bigger than 50. Alright, and you want to select the location as inside so that it creates the inside of the lovely look, and you will see that. Alright, you can then disband your marquee because you don't need that, and that's what you'll see, and it looks pretty good there. Alright, I'm going to step backwards a bit because I already have that layer made, and then what you'll do on that layer is you're going to grab the smudge tool. And now the smudge tool is the coolest tool ever. I like it. It really creates that nice fiery effect that I need and want. So take your smudge tool, and with the stroke layer that you've just created, all around the edge of the photo, create fiery type smudges. Swirl it upwards, swirl it downwards, swirl it anyways, smoky, whatever kind of way you want to make it. And you'll eventually get a very awesome, smoky, very nice effect. And you should see something kind of like this. Now, it's going to look like that when you're all done with the gray. But to really enhance it and give it that fiery effect, we're going to then go over here and select Color Dodge. So now it's on color dodge, and that now gives you a fiery, smoky effect. Now, if you need to enhance the smoking or the color of that, because color dodge won't really enhance it too much, you can go over here and select over here below the smudge tool, the burn tool, and the dodge tool. And you can, on various places throughout your smoky, fiery effect, you can go ahead and make it brighter, lighter, darker, whatever you want to do. So do that right now. Okay? Alright, now, before we go any further, what you may need to do, and I had to do this, but you may not, I don't know, depends on how you smudged your layer. There might be like some overlapping of the fiery, like gray effects on top of like certain parts of your layer. It might like go into someone's eye, it might go into someone's hair. This is when you grab the eraser tool and you just erase the parts that are covering your main character in your photo. So that you have just it looks like it's in the background of the photo, not exactly on top of the photo. Alright, so do that and you'll have where we are now. Alright, then you want to take that stroke layer that we just color dodged and all that good stuff, and you're going to duplicate that one time. Well, once for now. We're going to duplicate it again, but I'll explain that later on. So on the duplicated layer, it's going to look like that. Now the reason why mine looks like that is because I have blurred this layer. So I went to filter, and I added a Gaussian blur. So we're going to go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. And I chose around 8 pixels for my size, but you can, of course, vary that to your liking, but 8's about a good size. And it blurred to something like that, but to get it to blur really cool like that, I went and did a Control T, and I had to move it out slightly past the canvas so that it blends in a bit more. So it's moved over slightly on both sides, so just grab the left and right tool and squeeze it outwards and make it look cool like that. Alright, sweetness, we have that. It's pretty nifty. So now we're going to sandwich that blurred layer in between another layer of the Firey tool, the fiery thing we made, but with the regular Firey tool. So duplicate the layer, the stroke layer, the main stroke layer again, and place that one on the very tippity top right here. And on that one, we're going to set that to linear dodge. So color dodge for the last two, but linear dodge for the top. That really gives it a fiery effect, and that's pretty nifty. Sweet! I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Alright, now, in my case, you'll notice the photo does not go anywhere near the color of the fire effect at all. So let's go and solve that little problem and make her blend in more and make it look awesome. So down below all those lovely stroke layers, because we're not done making strokes, we're done making fire, we're there, we're cool, we're hip. So now we're going to go over here down below, and I'm going to add a new layer below everything. Okay? And I've picked just a random red brush. Doesn't really matter what color red brush you're using. Normalize that so you can see what I'm doing. Right behind the girl layer, I just basically with a soft round brush of quite large size. I think I used 100 and something pixels, maybe 83. I don't know. I used a large size, guys. I don't know. Because, you know, every photo is different, so you may have to use a larger size, maybe use a smaller size. But just basically add a shadow behind the lady going out around and all this. And then set that layer to color dodge so that it blends in and gives her a nice little shadow on top of that fire. Alright, after you've done that, go over here and above your lovely layer, and now onto your layer. So you'll notice how on mine it's very contrasted and all that stuff. Let me explain how I got to this point. This is my lovely layer. I went to image and adjustments. I adjusted the color balance to suit an orangey fiery effect. I would show you my numbers, guys, but because your photo might be brighter, might be darker than my photo was originally, the numbers will be different for you. So play around with your shadows, midtones, and highlights to get a fiery photo look that you like. Now, just get the red part of that, and we'll work on the contrast and the lighting of that now. So yours may not look as contrasted as mine, and I'll explain that right now. And that's because I went again to image and adjustments, and I took the curves and I curved it so that it had a nice contrast. So curving it upwards and then backwards, so upwards and then downwards gives it a nice little contrast and all that stuff. And that's the contrast you see there, blended in with my lovely little color balance. Couldn't think of the word. Sorry, guys. And I got that. Now, you may need to adjust the hue on this if you need to. I don't know if you will. I did actually, but you may not need to. So, hue and saturation, just go with 17 for your hue if you need it, and you'll get that final outcome right there. It blends so nicely. It looks nice. It looks all fiery to me, and I really do like that. All right. And then one more layer just to enhance it slightly more. But again, this is optional, but I'm going to do it because I am classy and I'm very sassy. I added a gradient adjustment layer above my girl layer. And this is also going to merge downward. So if you hold your Alt key on the adjustment layer, it'll then let you merge it downwards. So you'll notice how it's a little bit more enhanced, not by much, but it's enough where I like it. So I chose a brown. Now, this color palette here actually came in my version of Photoshop. I don't know if yours will or not, but you don't have to do this if you don't want to, which is optional. But yeah, if you go and load all of your gradients, click on load, and select every gradient that's in your preset file, it'll load a bunch of stuff. This all came with my Photoshop apparently. I didn't know that, but it's here, so that's pretty cool. And then I just set that layer to soft light and left it as it is, and that's where we are. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I don't know if you will or not. I thought it was pretty cool. It was just something that randomly came to my knowledge. I just created it at random. So I really do hope you enjoy it and find it useful, and maybe you'll make something cool out of it. Who knows? So thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for commenting, liking if you do. And subscribing, guys. I love my subscribers. Y'all amazing. Team Awesome is amazing, guys. We're only 500 subscribers away from hitting 12,000. That's incredible. I am so appreciative of that. That's awesome. And my next video that I will be making is going to be a review video. I've been asked by a lovely company to review a editing app for Windows. And they're in luck. I have a Windows computer too, as well as a Mac now, so we're good to go there. I can do a review on that. So look for that video as well. And follow me on social media. All links are below. Thank you guys. I'll catch you later. Bye.